Hello, welcome to the next episode of P4Edge tutorial series. In this video, we assume that you successfully managed to set up your P4Edge node, either Raspberry Pi or either an APU-based device, and you can connect to it via Wi-Fi or wired connections. In this video, we will go through the user interface, how you can use it for deploying a simple application. Okay, let's go through this menu. The first menu point is P4 switch under packet processing, which can be seen here. And in this menu, actually, you can configure the P4 backend that will execute your P4 program. In the Raspberry Pi backends, we support Tapas and BMV2. In APU targets, so we support Tapas, BMV2, and eBPF targets. They are basically the software programs and software switches that run your P4 program. Under the P4 program point, you can select different examples. We have a layer 2 calculator, reflector, firewall, stateful firewall, and other P4 programs that implements existing functions, network functions. However, you can also upload your own program to the device and execute it. Okay, let's execute a simple P4 program, and we can also use the BMV2 target. To run it and launch it, you have to click on Run, and you can also kill and terminate the program whenever you want. So in this box, you can see the feedback of the program. It's currently up and running. I can also select the other target and let's see another P4 program, execute it. In case of Tapas, the output will be a bit different, and we can also see here the feedback that our P4 program is currently compiled, and at the end it is executed and up and running. Okay, let's go through the next section in the menu. Under the network section, you can modify the basic parameters of the various access point. If we go there, we can see the SSID. The default SSID of a device is P4Edge, and the default password for the wireless connection is Raspberry. We can modify the wireless channel, the country code, and other basic stuffs like the static IP address where this website is available, or the DHCP range, which is offered by the node to the connected devices. After modifying some settings, you have to save it. And however, after pressing this button, the node will restart the main system services. So it may happen that you lose the connection and you have to reconnect to the device again. So it only took a few minutes, so it's not a long period. Under statistics, you can get basic statistics about the different elements in the device. So the CPU temperature can be monitored if, for example, your node is under high pressure, so it has to serve high amount of packets, then you can see some increase in the CPU temperature and usage. The RAM usage can also be monitored. The Wi-Fi is also monitored, disk usage, and Ethernet interface in case of Raspberry Pi. Under the entries, so in the entries menu point, you can get the table entries. In our P4 program that is currently running on the device, you have only two tables, so ingress DMAC and ingress SMAC. And we can see here the tables. The first row expresses the expected matching fields in a comma-separated way. the possible actions are also listed in the second column, and the last column describes the different parameters for the different actions one by one. So port belongs to forward, and bcast and drop has no parameters in this example. And adding a table entry is very simple. So, for example, we can add the MAC address as a match kind or a matching value into this table. So, for example, and we'll say that the action will be forward in this case, and we forward it to port number 1. And clicking on this blue button at the end of the row, we can add it, and it has already been added to the table. You can also remove existing entries by clicking on this trash symbol at the end of the rows, so we can just remove it. If we go to the system section, in the system section we get a terminal. So clicking on it, we get a web terminal to the device, where basically we get a command prompt, and we can type any kind of Linux commands that will be executed on the remote device. So, for example, ifconfig shows the interfaces and so on and so on. Under the authentication menu point, we can change password and we can create new users. And these are the basic functions here, for example. So we can say that we create a new password. And okay. And we can log out with the logout button. So this is how the user interface looks like, and in the remaining videos we will introduce how you can execute P4 program and how you can test it. Thank you.